The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon. I'm Beverly Cross, Assistant Director of Education and Training with the Institute of Child Nutrition. Welcome to the Team Up Thursdays webinar, Team Up with Summer Meals. The Institute of Child Nutrition, along with its Applied Research Division, has collaborated with USDA to develop Team Up for School Nutrition Success. Team Up is a unique learning experience designed to enhance the operation of school nutrition programs. It provides tailored technical assistance to programs that want to maintain a healthy environment and increase student meal program participation. As a follow-up to the Team Up pilot workshop in 2014, a monthly webinar series was launched. It serves as a platform to further enhance partnerships and to provide an opportunity for all school nutrition professionals to discuss issues and provide solutions and best practices used by districts in key areas. In today's Team Up with Summer Meals webinar, you will learn how the Kansas State Department of Education and Kansas Summer Meal Program sponsors are teaming up for summer success. The Iola School District in Kansas will also share their innovative strategy of bringing summer meals to children in rural communities using a retrofitted school bus. In addition, USDA's Food and Nutrition Service will highlight delightful new team nutrition materials, including the Summer Food, Summer Moves kit designed for summer meal operators to get kids and families excited about healthy eating and physical activity during the summer months. But before we discuss Team Up with Summer Meals, Sarah Thomas, Training Coordinator for the Institute of Child Nutrition, will provide an overview of best practices for implementing a Team Up workshop. Sarah will explain the Team Up concept and the roles of Team Up participants, mentors, and lead mentors. She will also review workshop options, preparation, agenda, and follow-up. The ICN has created a website for all materials and resources specifically related to Team Up. You can find the information at www.theicn.org/teamup. Today's webinar presenters are Sarah Thomas, Training Coordinator, Institute of Child Nutrition, Cheryl Johnson, Child Nutrition and Wellness Director, Kansas State Department of Education, Kathy Cohen, Nutrition and Wellness Coordinator, Iola, Kansas School District, Dr. Maya Moroto, Nutritionist in the Nutrition Education Training and Technical Assistance Division of the USDA Food and Nutrition Service. During today's webinar, all attendees are muted. Following each presentation, there will be a time for questions to be answered. If you have a question, please type it into the question box. And now we will hear from our first presenter, ICN Training Coordinator, Sarah Thomas.
Good afternoon. Today I will briefly go over some important best practices for coordinating a Team Up workshop. ICN's Applied Research Division has used Gerard Egan's Skilled Helper model to come up with a successful mentoring process for the Team Up workshops. We suggest following this process as closely as you can because we have found that it does work well for this training. One of the first steps in coordinating a Team Up is to fill out a Team Up for School Nutrition Success training request form with ICN. You can get the link for this form from your state agency or your local USDA regional office. For participants, you want to invite those individuals who can use extra support in learning about best practices for operating their school nutrition program. For mentors, you want to invite those who have proven themselves to be effective in operating a successful school nutrition program. It is very important that you stick to a 3-to-1 ratio one mentor for every 3 participants. The mentors need to have time to work one-on-one with the participants. Lead mentors serve to facilitate the panel presentations, help with Q&A, and guide breakout sessions. There are 2 team-up options. In option 1, states are responsible for all coordination and financial aspects of the team-up, but ICN will provide up to 3 lead mentors. In option 2, the state is responsible for everything, including the lead mentors. Once you've requested your team-up, you can find a great source of information on our team-up website at theicn.org/teamup. This website has all our team-ups, webinars, and other resources. One of the templates on the team-up website is a team-up checklist for option 1. This checklist covers all of the steps that we think are necessary in coordinating a team-up training. There's also a checklist for the option 2 version of a team-up. We encourage the state agency staff to work together as a team. It takes a lot of coordination to coordinate a team-up for School Nutrition Success Workshop, and it may be too much for one person to handle alone. To help you think about what information you need to get from those you invite to attend your team-up workshop, we have a sample registration form in the template section of our team-up website. You will want to include topics for the participants to rank as areas of concern and mentors to rank as areas of strength. Our sample registration form has the 7 main topics that we have in our team-up workbook. You want to make sure that the participants know that they will need to stay for the entire workshop. We have a certificate template on our website that you can use to give the participants continuing education units. You will want to emphasize to them that they will need to stay for the entire workshop to receive this certificate. ICN has recorded pre-workshop webinars for each team-up attendee group. The participants, mentors, and lead mentors will need to view their particular webinar about 2 weeks before the training. The Team-Up Mentor Training Skilled Helper Model training is a vital element of Team-Up. It is typically a 2-hour training the day or evening before the first day of the Team-Up workshop. It provides the foundation for how the Team-Up model operates. You can download the Lead Mentor and Mentor Training manuals from our Team-Up website to see a more in-depth look at what roles the mentors and lead mentors play. To help you plan your Team-Up workshop, there are 2 sample agendas on our Team-Up website. One is for a 1-day Team-Up and one is for a 2-day Team-Up. This agenda covers what a typical 1-day Team-Up consists of. The best practices panels will cover the main topics from your participants' registration forms. For a 1-day team-up, we recommend only covering 2 topics. For a 2-day team-up, we recommend covering 3. For the best practices panels, you will select 3 to 4 mentors to develop and share a 15-minute presentation on best practices for each of the key areas that you will be covering in your team-up. It is very important to review the presentations for accuracy about 2 weeks prior to the training. You do not want someone getting up in front of everyone and giving a presentation that you have not seen that may contain incorrect information. A breakout session will be held after a panel discussion on a specific topic. For example, immediately following the panel discussion on increasing participation, there will be a lunch, followed by a breakout session on increasing participation. It is important to allow plenty of time for each breakout session. This is proven to be an important component of a successful team-up workshop. If you want to attend a team-up to see one in action to help you better understand the process and what it takes to coordinate one, you can look at our team-up website under upcoming events to see what team-up workshops are already scheduled. You can contact the state agency to get more information about attending a team-up for that state. Again, we encourage the state agency staff to work together as a team. ICN is available for any questions that you have coordinating your team-up. Now we'll see if there are any questions about best practices for implementing a team-up workshop.
clear. It is now safe to return to the workplace. All clear. All clear. All clear. It is now safe to return to the workplace. All clear. All clear. All clear. It is now safe to return to the workplace.
Since there are no questions, I will now turn it over to our next panelist, Cheryl Johnson.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Cheryl Johnson, Director of the Child Nutrition and Wellness Team at the Kansas State Department of Education, where we have just received the all clear from a tornado warning. So we are presenting to you from the hallway in the storm shelter, since we won't move back to our office areas. So please bear with us if we do have any extra noises. 5 years ago, Kansas had 91 summer meal sponsors. There were many counties in Kansas that did not even have one meal site, due in part to challenges brought about by the rural geography of Kansas. In 2012, the Child Nutrition and Wellness Team set a goal to increase access to summer meals when school is not in session. We knew we could not achieve this goal without collaborations and partnerships. So we reached out to the Kansas Health Foundation, Kansas Appleseed, churches, food banks, K-State Extension, Parks and Recreation, hospitals, and schools to find ways to provide summer meals to children. Due to the efforts of many, sponsors have increased by 152%, sites by 174%, and total participation by 154%. Through last summer 2015. Due to this amazing and needed growth in sponsors and sites, as well as increased numbers of non-school sponsors, the Child Nutrition and Wellness Advisory Council identified the need for a peer-to-peer mentoring program at the November 2015 meeting. New sponsors also were asking for opportunities to share ideas and learn best practices from established sponsors. 100% of the Kansas school food service directors who attended the initial Mountain Plains Regional Team Up workshop felt it was beneficial and encouraged us as a state agency to offer additional Team Up workshops. After hearing the CNW Advisory Council member who had been trained as a mentor sing the praises of the Team Up process at the same meeting, the need was identified for new summer sponsors to have mentors. A light bulb went off, and the idea to ask ICN if it might be possible to use the Team Up model for the summer food service program emerged. ICN agreed, and the Kansas Team Up for Summer Food Service Program Success was held on February 10, 2016 in Wichita, Kansas. All of the new sponsors from summer 2015 were invited to attend, and we identified 8 experienced summer food service sponsors to present best practices and be trained as mentors the day before the workshop. Everyone we contacted accepted the invitation. The entire workshop was based on the research-based process, so it is so important to follow the process. We included panel discussions followed by breakout sessions. We had a 2-to-1 ratio of participants in the breakout mentoring sessions, and we really feel that 2-to-1 ratio was very beneficial to the participants. If, following the process, if we found out, if we did follow that process and if we trusted that process, we did have a great outcome. Dr. Mary Frances Nettles and Dr. Marjoie Lartley helped us develop SMART goal examples for our 2 topic areas, operations and outreach, and did come to Wichita to train the mentors, and then led the workshop and provided the overview of the Team Up model as part of the agenda. We scheduled the presentations from our partners to share their resources and tools prior to the panel discussions and breakout sessions, so that the participants would have knowledge of resources and tools available to them as they work to set their SMART goals. The two topic areas for the workshop were operations and outreach, and since ICN did not have those already developed, we did have to write those materials for our workbooks. Participating on the panel for operations were Jennifer Tatro, the director from Nutrition Services in Hutchinson Public Schools. She shared tips for operating the summer food service program at a splash park. She encouraged participants to not be afraid to try a non-traditional serving site. Angela Jeppesen from Harvesters provided tips for monitoring multiple meal program sites. Jackie Pierce from Sublette in rural western Kansas shared how she was able to get buy-in and support from the administration. And Josh Matthesmeyer from the Kansas City Public Schools shared practices he has developed to get daily meal count forms completed correctly and the importance of a double check. When in doubt, check it out. The outreach panel consisted of Kylene Harris from Abilene Public Schools. She shared how she partners with K-State Research and Extension to promote the summer food service program and provide activities that keep children coming back, such as planting seeds and watching them grow. David Paul, Director of Nutrition Services at Wichita Public Schools, highlighted their Kid Power Cafe outreach effort, and Elaine Hudson, who is a clinical dietitian at Lafayette Health Acute Healthcare Facility, highlighted how the summer food service program can become an easy community benefit that healthcare institutions can fulfill because they have the infrastructure, partnerships, and staff in place to make a real impact on the healthy quality of life of patients and visitors by improving their population's health. Kathy Kane, Nutrition and Wellness Coordinator from Iola Public Schools, excited all in attendance with information about how she has put the summer meals program in high gear. I am delighted that she will be sharing her vision and efforts with you in just a few minutes. In summary, I want to share what the mentors and participants were saying after attending the Summer Food Service Program Team Up. It was a great collaboration for me. I don't have lots of opportunities to meet and visit with people doing the same things I'm doing. I am re-energized and ready to focus on my goals and strategies, were just a couple of the comments we received. And more importantly, what they told us on what the ideas that they had gained. Partner with local farmers to provide fresh produce. How to be precise with production records. How to reach out to their mentors in the process of completing any part of the summer food service program. How that after the training they would like to start looking into the possibility of a mobile site for nearby towns. How they were going to try providing breakfast for high school athletes in the summer. How they would focus on feeding more children in their community by promoting more efforts of outreach, and how they were going to establish additional partnerships. In summary, I would just like to say that summer 2016 is shaping up to have 26 to possibly 28 new sponsors in Kansas, as well at least as 100 new sites, with 80 of those being non-school. We have at least 10 more counties in Kansas that will have a summer food service site this summer. So more children in Kansas, including those in rural areas, are going to have access to summer meals in 2016. With that being said, we are already planning another Team Up for Summer Meals success for winter 2017. The need for peer-to-peer mentoring is growing right along with Summer Meals program in Kansas. Are there any questions? Okay, I have a question. Could you speak more on the hospital partnership and how they helped with summer meals? That hospital actually is the sponsor for the summer food service program. And so they actually have the volunteers, the personnel, they do operate the summer food service program. And I would be glad if you would want to send me an email to put you in contact with Elaine Hudson, the clinical dietitian there, who is the authorized representative, the director of that program, and she would be happy to explain more. They've been doing it now for 3 years, and they have amazing participation. So it has been a great partnership for their community. Other questions? Okay, then I will turn the slide presentation over to Kathy. We are so pleased with all of her vision in ways of reaching more children in rural areas in Kansas. I'm excited to have you hear what she has to say. We are having trouble advancing the slide. So I'm going to bear with me just a second and let me see if we can find this a different way. Back to that. Where you are. Ready for me? I think you're ready. Yes. Can you hear me? Hi, I am Kathy Kane. I'm with USD 257 Iola, Kansas. I'm the Nutrition and Wellness Coordinator, and I'm happy to be here to share with you the ideas that I've had. I've been with Iola. This is going to be my second summer of being a part of the summer food program. So I'm going to talk a little bit about last year. We did some new things last year that I really liked, and I feel like it's important to take those and improve on those. And so two of our main goals that we started with was to take food to the kids and increase our participation by increasing sites. We had participation incentives. One of the things I started with when I decided to do this summer food program was to give tickets, to give prizes. So what we did was we came up with the golden ticket idea, and I was able to get lots of prizes from lots of different people. But we hid tickets on the bottoms of trays and gave prizes like T-shirts, movie passes, bowling passes, swim passes, and water bottles. And it was one way to keep the kids excited through the summer. We did special incentive days like Feed 500, Eat Free, Swim Free. We have a Mad Bomber Run that's an annual thing in Iola, and we did a special day for that. We did Eat, Enter, and Enroll before school started, and then Fair Week. And we did flyers for each one of those days and then gave prizes away. This is our Feed 500 day. We actually ended up feeding about 482 people that day. So we will do that again this year, and hopefully we're going to set a goal again of feeding 500. One of the things we felt like was important was coordinating with other, finding the kids. So we got kids from summer weights, activity, sports camps, vacation Bible schools, 4-H fairs, summer schools, and anything we could find. Our after-school programs that had kids, that's kind of where we decided to go and take the food to. So this year, we weren't able to get the money that we had last year, so we had to change things up a little bit, which is fine. For this summer, we've got the coordinator of the summer food program, we've got our food driver, we have a point of sale at our cafeteria, and then our Marv driver, which I'll talk a little bit more later. So we have 3 breakfast and lunch stationary sites, and then we have our Marv bus, which will have 6 sites, 2 brunch and 6 lunch sites. Our operation dates, we will start next Wednesday, June 1st through August 5th, Monday through Friday. Some of our program changes is last year we didn't have Safe Base, which is one of our after-school programs. We're going to have them this summer. The church closed, so we moved one of our sites back to the elementary school. The city of Iola scaled back on their commitment. So a seed grant that we received last year was a one-time grant that it was just to help new programs grow. We still have the need to reach underserved kids. Our goal, one of our goals last year was to provide summer food program food for the kids of Iola, but we also wanted to hit some surrounding towns. We weren't able to do that last year, but that was another goal this year that we had. Again, this year we continued our level of coordination with our summer programs. So we have our Safe Base, SECA, County Fair, band camps, weightlifting, summer schools. Last year, participation on Fridays seemed to be our lowest. We didn't have summer school. Our after-school programs didn't participate on Fridays. So Fridays seemed to be low participation day for us. So what we did was we took our special days, like our Feed 500, and we turned that into one of our fun Fridays. So so we have our Fun Fridays. We're doing a, next Friday, our first Friday, we're going to do a swimming pool promotion. We'll do our Feed 500, 4-H day. We're going to do a bike rodeo one day, cooking demonstrations, just different things to try to get our participation up on Fridays. The second thing we're doing is we're incorporating our chow bus called Marv. Marv is what we've named our bus. Marv is our mascot, and Marv stands for Meals and Reading Vehicle. It's a retrofitted bus to provide a mobile cafeteria. It allows USD 257 to provide more sites to underserved kids. There's our Fun Fridays. This was a flyer that I sent home to all kids in our elementary schools to try to promote them. Marv is actually a bus that can no longer transport kids. Once a bus is 25 years old, it's a Kansas state law that it can no longer transport kids. So we retrofitted to include 8 dinette tables. There are no kids on the bus when it's in motion. The driver pulls up to a designated site, and up to 32 kids can eat inside the bus at one time. Students from our Iola High School have helped to transform the bus into Marv. Our BOAG class, they took out the seats and reconfigured into dinettes. Our Woods class produced the tables and the book holders, and our art class designed and did the painting. So here's Marv before being painted. And now here's some pictures. Our VOAG class is taking out the bench seats out of the bus and putting them back into dinette form so the kids can eat at tables. Here's our Woods class working on building the tables and the bookcases. And here is Clary Moran drawing the fruits and vegetables on our Marv bus. And then here's our arts class. It's doing the painting. What does Marv allow us to do? We are able to expand our sites. We still have our sites that are in the schools and our main cafeteria, but we were not able to go out to the surrounding edges of Iola and feed some of those kids unless they're just in a program. It was hard to reach them. So what Marv does is it allows us to expand our sites. It takes fewer staff and volunteers. Our first 2 stops will be brunch options. I figured that we have breakfast options offered at our other sites, so I thought maybe since kids like to sleep in, it might be a good idea to provide a couple of brunch stops. So those will be our first 2 stops. It provides meals to underserved kids in our school district that we could not get to before. The reading component of Marv, it's an opportunity for kids to check out books. The areas Marv is serving also has limited access to libraries and books. I've received donations and books and other reading materials that would be purchased or provided for this purpose. I want it to be a no-hassle approach. If a kid wants to check out a book and take a book home overnight, I want them to be able to do that. If they bring it back, that's fine, and if they don't, that's fine also. So there's no requirement. I just want them to keep reading through the summer. So here is Marv with the tables installed and the bench seats installed. Our mascot is a Mustang, and I had little decals made for the tops of each table. So inside it, it looks like our school colors and our school mascot. And then here is Marv finished painted. I took that this morning. It's got our fruits and vegetables painted on the outside that our high school arts class did. Here's our route that Marv will take. It shows all the stops, and then it shows, here's another flyer that I sent home that provides all of our sites that we will have in Iola. What it's going to cost. The bus preparation and modifications have been almost $1,200, which hopefully will be a one-time thing. Our bus driver for 5.5 hours a day for the summer will be about $3,000. The fuel is $645 with a total of $4,814. I know that's a lot of, it seems like a lot of money, but I'm still trying to get money. I received yesterday, I got an email from Kansas Appleseed, and I received $700, and I'm still working on other grants from Walmart and another local grant in Iola. Part of the marketing, Marv, we took the bus to the school during the awards assemblies at the end of, here at the end of school, the last 3 days. Marv has set at each school for people to look at and to go in and see what the inside looks like, because I feel like it's important for parents to know what this bus means and what it can do for their kids. We have a community celebration June 2nd at a farmer's market, and Marv is going to be at that farmer's market. We're going to have sack lunches, just like a child will get to do if they come on the bus. They will get to have a sack lunch and choose a milk. We have an after-school program that's having a parents' meeting, and we're going to have Marv at that so we can introduce Marv to those parents. So I guess I feel like feeding kids in the summer is an investment in our community. And that's kind of what Marv has done for Iola. So if you have any questions.
How did you solve the hand washing in the bathroom? How did you determine the amount of food to prepare?
Well,
Actually,
actually,
read the question.
I have a question. How do you determine the amount of food to prepare for Marv? And that is a great question because we are kind of questioning that also. I think it's really going to be a guessing game. Our bus driver is going to have to stay in great contact with me and the food service director, and we're going to load up, and we're going to prepare for about 32 kids at each site. If we end up with more than that, then we're just going to have to stay in contact, and our driver that drives our truck to deliver food to other sites will probably just have to take food to the bus. When they're coming back from our 2 towns that are surrounding Iola, because our last stop will be at the swim pool, then they will just meet out there with extra sack lunches. So it's a guessing game, but until we get it down, there's just going to have to be a lot of communication.
Let me see if I can find a brand. Maybe. Not getting it to go down. There we go. How many sites? There you go.
Okay, how many sites does Marv travel to each day, and how many days will Marv be in operation during the summer? Marv will go to 2 sites for brunch, and then go back to the main cafeteria and load for lunch. Then it will go to one of the surrounding towns is called Gass, Kansas, and we have 2 stops there because we don't want kids to cross over the highway. And then we'll go to La Harpe, so that would be 3 back to the swimming pool, and then 2 sites in Iola. So 6 sites. And Monday, Marv will be going Monday through Friday. How did you solve the hand washing and bathroom problem with the bus? Well, we will have hand sanitizer on the bus. That is one of the things that we have planned on. Each one of our sites are close to a park. We went and took another bus and drove the sites, and we tried to place it close to a park as much as we can. So I think that's what I would have to say with bathrooms is we're going to be located near a park that have bathrooms.
If you have more than 32.
If we have another question, if we have more than 32 children at a time, how will we serve? Well, hopefully, since we're going to be near a park, there will be benches and seats there. We will have our bus driver will help be a point of sale and a supervisor. We will also have another person on the bus that will be a supervisor. That person is going to be a volunteer that we have different organizations finding to ride on Marv, so we have some extra help on there. And so we will be able to have people eating out at the park if we have more than 32, or they may just have to, 32 kids will get on and eat, and then if some get off, then some can get on. So another question, how do you claim the brunch as breakfast or lunch? We are claiming the brunch as a breakfast because that's what we're considering and that's what we're serving as breakfast food. It'll just be almost like in our school district, a grab and go. We have it in the middle school and high school, and it's gone over so well the kids just really love it, and so that's what made me think this would be a really good idea. So it will be breakfast food that we serve, so we will serve it as we will claim it as a brunch or as a breakfast. Okay, another question. Do you serve bagged lunches every day, and can you give examples of what you pack? Yes, for Marv on the bus, we will do bagged lunches. We have a fast and fresh menu of sandwiches and wraps, and that's what we'll be serving. So we'll probably pick the 5 items that we think kids will eat the best, and that's what we'll serve. So we'll have 5 different items each day of the week, but probably just 5. But it'll be a variation of sandwiches and wraps. Do you have a website that we can get more info on Marv? Actually, I don't. I'm trying to get more information out on our website, which is usd257.org. But yes, this is probably would be something Cheryl and I are sitting here shaking our head at, that maybe this would be a good idea to get more information on that. So maybe stay tuned and on KSD's website that we can get more information on there regarding Marv. Okay, another question. For special incentives, how did you fund that? We would love to do that. We just didn't know it was allowed. Well, the first thing I did was I went to Walmart, and they gave me some money, and then I filled out their community grant, and I got a little bit more money from Walmart. So that's how I started, and I ordered T-shirts, and I was able to give out 100 T-shirts last year. I went to the bowling alley. I went to the movie theater, and swimming pool gave me free passes, and so I just wrote each one of those on a little ticket, and then they came to the board office to pick up their prize. But we gave out probably about 8 prizes every day last year, and it got to the point where the kids, we had a couple trays even spill because the kids were trying to look at under their tray and see if they got a prize. So it was a lot of fun. I wish we could have done it this year. What will be some of the meal items? Well, I went over that just a little bit. It's going to be a variation of sandwiches and wraps, probably vegetables and fruit, milk and water, and we'll do the best we can with sandwiches and wraps, and add fruits and vegetables to that, and then of course their chocolate and white. They will have a choice of chocolate and white milk. So, any more questions? And I don't know if I'm able to give out my email address. If you have any more questions, you can always email me. It's Kathy with a K, kathy.koehen@usd257.org, and I'd be happy to send you more information also. You good?
I don't know where that came from. It was right here. Maybe it's mine. Could have been. But yeah.
You good?
Okay, we're going to move on to Maya next.
All right, great. Thank you so much. That was such a wonderful presentation from Cheryl and Kathy, and it was wonderful to hear about how you've grown your summer meal programs and Marv, and I'm really excited to share some new resources that can be used in summer meal sites that have just been released from Team Nutrition. So just recently, Food Nutrition Service has released a collection of summer nutrition education resources for summer meal site operators, and they're available in both English and Spanish. These new materials, developed under the agency's Team Nutrition Initiative, are designed to help kids and families make healthy food choices and be physically active during the summer months. So these new materials include Summer Food, Summer Moves, which is a full kit to help summer meal site operators use creative themes, entertaining games, and educational activities to teach children and families about nutrition and exercise. We also have the Take a Healthy Summer Break infographic, which is a dynamic social media tool that can be used to highlight the importance of healthy food choices and physical activity during the summer. We have the This Summer Eat Smart to Play Hard handout, which is a family-friendly guide that schools can send home at the end of the year to parents. And it includes nutrition tips, games, and information about summer meals. And lastly, we have a Offering Healthy Summer Meals that Kids Enjoy tip sheet, which is a short guide that includes tips to help meal providers improve the quality and appeal of the meals that they serve. So just as an overview, I'm going to go over the materials, talk about how you can get print materials and spread the word, and then take your questions. Team Nutrition, which is the area that I work in USDA, is an initiative of the USDA Food Nutrition Service to support the child nutrition programs through training and technical assistance for food service, nutrition education for children and their caregivers, and school and community support for healthy eating and physical activity. The goal of Team Nutrition is to improve children's lifelong eating and physical activity habits through nutrition education based on the Dietary Guidelines for Americans and My Plate. Team Nutrition provides a number of free nutrition education materials that the public can access through our website. Schools and any facilities that participate in any of the child nutrition programs, like the National School Lunch Program, the Seamless Summer Option of the National School Lunch Program, or the Summer Food Service Program, can also request free printed copies of materials for their programs using the order form on our website. So before I review the materials, I want to go over a bit of the rationale for developing the materials. Research has shown that children consume fewer vegetables and more added sugar and watch more television during the summer months. Studies also show that many overweight and obese children experience rapid gains in body mass index during the summer compared to during the school year. Other studies indicate that fitness improvements obtained during the school year were often lost during the summer. USDA has, as you know, several summer meal programs to help children get balanced meals in the summer months, but we know that only 1 in 10 eligible children participate in those programs. And research has shown that offering activities at summer meal sites is a promising strategy for increasing participation in summer meal programs. And of course, kids are always going to be drawn to games, challenges, food preparation, and food tasting activities. For those reasons, Team Nutrition is offering a host of resources that can be used to introduce fun, easy, nutrition-focused activities and messages at summer meal sites. Before I go into the specific materials, I do want to share the key messages of the program, which we call the 4 Healthy Moves. These are messages that are consistent with the Dietary Guidelines for Americans, and they include helping children choose water instead of sugar-sweetened beverages, choose more fruits and vegetables at meals and snacks, limit screen time to no more than 1 to 2 hours a day, and get at least 60 minutes of physical activity each day. These are also found to be effective in out-of-school programs by a study that was done by Silwa in 2014 and published at that time. So we wanted to keep the messages kind of short and simple so that they were conducive to the out-of-school environment. So the first material that I'll go over is the Take a Healthy Summer Break infographic. This infographic is designed to raise awareness about the 4 healthy moves and is unique that it not only presents the issues but highlights actionable solutions that families can use to have a healthier summer break. The designed to raise awareness, and then it also includes information on how families can use the USDA Summer Meal Site Finder to find a summer meal site in their local area. Team Nutrition also offers a parent brochure entitled This Summer, Eat Smart to Play Hard. This piece also has the 4 healthy moves and includes a recipe and a family challenge and encourages families to work together to adopt healthier behaviors and to celebrate their wins with a healthy family reward. The infographic and parent handout were both focus group tested with parents in both English and Spanish to ensure that they're understood, relevant, and motivational. Parents really love the actionable tips that were provided in both of these pieces, and they appreciated that they could customize these tips and, you know, find something in it that would be relevant for their particular family. Team Nutrition also has a 4-page tip sheet entitled Offering Healthy Summer Meals That Kids Enjoy that's focused on making healthier summer meals. So it provides tips to help meal providers improve the quality of meals they serve, and they're aimed to help improve participation, satisfaction, and the nutritional quality of meals. And we have tips, sample menus, a fun taste testing ballot, and a planning worksheet for site operators and sponsors. There are also ideas on how to engage volunteers and staff and how to incorporate local foods in this colorful handout. So now I'm going to go over the Summer Food Summer Moves Kit, which is a flexible and dynamic resource kit for summer meal site operators that includes the operator activity guide with nutrition education activities and kid-friendly recipes, 7 educational posters, 6 types of promotional flyers, an activity placemat, a set of 6 different educational handouts for parents. The kit is designed to be used in a variety of types of sites. It could be anything from Marv, or something like a mobile site, to a park, to a school, to a community, to a church-based setting. So the operator guide is a 60-page publication that's designed to get summer meal site operators started with implementing nutrition education and physical activity enrichment activities at their summer meal sites. Our pilot testing of the kit at summer meal sites across the country during the summer of 2015 revealed that kids, parents, and site operators enjoyed the activities and had a greater appreciation for their summer meal site after the activities were implemented. One of my favorite quotes from the pilot testing was that, yes, the activities made the numbers go up a lot because moms were inviting other moms and more siblings started to come too. The operator guide is divided into 6 fun themes that all feature different activities, recipes, and taste tests that can be implemented at a variety of different sites. So as you see here, this is the table of contents, and each of the activities is tagged with a handy prep-o-meter, so you can see if it's a high, medium, or low prep activity, so you can customize it to your needs for the day. The operator guide starts with a getting started guide that has an overview of the themes and materials, tips for customizing the activities to meet the needs of the children, food safety and food allergy tips, and a short nutrition glossary with important words to know to help site operators understand some basic nutrition concepts before they get started. So each of the activities in the guide links back to a particular theme. So for example, these are the 6 themes, and you can see the sun theme is the first one, and it includes a colorful fruits and veggies activity where kids stand in a circle and think about the rainbow-like colors that fruits and vegetables come in. And so if it's your turn and it's red, the kid has to stand up and say red fruit or vegetable, like cherries or strawberries or bell peppers. And if they can't think of it, they can run around the circle and sit down and pass the color red to the next child in the circle. So you get the idea. We also have our Power Panther theme, our sports theme, that reminds kids to eat smart to play hard. They have activities in there like the Power Up and Give Me 60 activity, where kids are reminded that they need 60 minutes of physical activity each day, and they're encouraged to do 60 silly moves like marching like a zombie 60 times or pretending to dribble and shoot a basketball 60 times. So lots of fun activities for kids. This is an example of the page layout inside of the activity guide, and you can see that we include a make it your own box, so that there are tips for customizing the activity for younger kids or older kids or smaller or larger groups, or for more time or less time. We also have sample tweets and Facebook posts that sites can use to publicize what they're doing throughout the summer if they're using this guide. And one of my favorite quotes from when we were testing this guide is an operator who said, "It's not like a lesson plan that's so many pages. It's short and sweet and instructions were easy to follow." So summer food, summer moves would not be complete without food. So we have 6 kid-tested and approved recipes that you see here. And these recipes that can also be turned into food demos for kids. There are also tasting activities throughout the guide. And many of the operators really reported that they appreciated the activities that involve food because those are always a hit with kids. The kit also features 7 colorful summer posters, including a My Plate, Mi Plato poster that will help decorate summer meal sites while reminding kids to eat smart, to play hard. So the posters are available in English on one side and Spanish on the reverse. We also wanted to develop some activities that kids could do on their own. So we have this fun activity placemat that has a My Plate message and the 4 healthy moves so kids can color, decode nutrition messages, and laugh at some funny food jokes with our Summer Food, Summer Moves placemat. And then we want to make sure that sites who are using these can publicize what they're doing by hanging flyers throughout the community. So our kit comes with flyers that are both English and Spanish, and they can be hung up and used to spread the word about all the fun activities that are happening. And then last but not least, we have our family activity guides, which are meant to be sent home with the kids so that the families can also be learning some of this information and doing activities in the home. So you can see that there are 6 different guides and they all come with the kit. And then, as I said, all of these materials are available in both English and Spanish. So these materials are all available right now on the Team Nutrition website for download, and everyone is encouraged to download and print the materials. And if you are a facility that participates in one of the child nutrition programs like Summer Food Service Program or the Seamless Summer Option, you can order free copies of these materials through our website. So you just go to teamnutrition.usda.gov, click on the resource order form. You can search for, you can sort it so that you're just seeing the after school and summer materials, and then you can request that these materials be sent to your summer meal site. So I just want to close out by sort of a call to action for you to spread the word. So we're hoping you can help us get this message out about our materials. So if you want to post about this on Facebook, tweet about it. We have all sorts of sample language that you could use. You can feel free to email us, and we'd be happy to share anything with you that would help you spread the word about these materials. So here's our contact information, teamnutrition@fns.usda.gov. So that concludes my presentation. I wanted to try to finish up by 4:15, so we have a few minutes if anybody has any questions. So I did get a question of where can we find where can we find even more yummy recipes. So there are, like I said, the 6 summer-focused recipes, which are great. I was thinking that a lot of them would probably work for a site like Marv, when we have our things like wraps and dips, and all of the recipes are cold. And those are available on What's Cooking, the USDA Mixing Bowl, which is also a place where you can find those recipes as well as many other great recipes from USDA that have been tested and are appropriate for many different summer or other programs in the summer or at any other time. So any other questions? If not, I will turn it back over to Beverly.
Thank you to all of our presenters today. Before we conclude, please take note of these announcements. Upcoming state events are planned during June and July in Kansas, Ohio, Indiana, Montana, South Carolina, Tennessee, South Dakota, Texas, and Minnesota. The next Team Up Thursdays webinar will be conducted on Thursday, June 30th at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central Time. And please remember that all of the webinars are recorded and may be viewed on the Team Up for School Nutrition website at www.theicn.org/teamup. Thank you again for your participation and have a great day.